Hey everybody, how's it going out there? We are very, very excited to bring you this very special audio commentary for the PM Entertainment film Steel Frontier, the action adventure western sci-fi extravaganza. This thing has you can't put a label on this film. It's so great. And I've assembled a bunch of great people here with me today to talk about this film, and we'll start with Joe.
Joe Hart, aka Jacobson Hart. I wrote and co-directed Steel Frontier, and I play Green Street, the knife-wielding Death Rider.
Hi, this is Brian Huckabee. I'm an actor in the movie, and I play Chicken Boy.
Hey, down here, I'm Jim Cody Williams, and I am Charlie Bacchus.
And I am John Cross, host of the PM Entertainment podcast.
Fantastic. All right, so we're getting into it. Tell us about this opening shot. This is an interesting actor. Correct?
The guy did great.
His name's William Michael Quinn.
He was really good.
He was disabled, I believe, in a train accident. It's been a long time. I haven't talked to him in 30 years. But we were out there for one day, and with William Michael Quinn laying on the ground there, and there's Joe Lara playing Johnny Yuma. And this scene, the story behind this scene is we shot it at a place called the Pinnacles out near Death Valley. Now it's a long, long, long drive out there. And we got out there. Now the scene was written to be the opening action sequence. The opening action sequence in the world of PM, the opening action sequence is gold. It's very, very important because that's what the buyers usually base their purchase on. If they like the opening action scene, they'll buy the movie. Sometimes they won't even watch the whole movie. So the opening action sequence is quintessential to PM Entertainment. So we had this action scene, and Johnny Yuma was originally supposed to ride up on this group of Death Riders, and William Michael Quinn, who's laying on the ground there, he was actually originally going to play a Death Rider, and we had this special car designed for him to be driving with levers instead of gas pedals and brake pedals. He was going to drive it with levers.
Amazing.
And we had that car designed, and he was going to be out there in the desert with a couple other stuntmen playing Death Riders, and Johnny would ride out upon him, and there'd be a tense showdown. It would be like a showdown action sequence. So we drove out.
There's the flag, man.
What's that?
There's the Death Rider flag, baby.
Yeah, I love this opening shot. That's one of the first things. So there's our friend. There's Rick Pepin. And man, just say
so we get out there, and the stuntmen don't show up. And
look at us.
The vehicles don't show up. So nobody shows up except for Joe Lara and the camera crew, me and Paul, and the other actor. And so we had to improvise that opening scene with nothing to shoot except for the two actors out in the desert. So that is the product of a last minute improvisation. And
that's really
good stuff here.
Yeah.
What's that?
I love this opening sequence. It's really great. You see all the I mean, you guys did such a number on the cars, making them look so tricked out. They were terrific.
We can see you, Brian, getting a face full of fumes and dust.
Now, when they show our card, I share the card with Chicken Boy and Bobby O'Reilly. It's my favorite card that I'm ever on.
Yeah, me too. I remember when we got to see a screening of this. We screened it. And when the three of us popped up, I was just like, oh, sweet.
Yeah, that was the best.
It was the perfect card for you guys.
That
baby, that.
Let's go.
So those tires were actually huge mounds of tires that were out there at the steel mill. And I didn't even know they were out there until we went out there to scout the location. Originally, the town was just going to have an oil pump. But when we saw those tires, I said, hey, I knew that you could, and that they had been able to convert tires into fuel. I saw that in the National Geographic magazine. So I said, hey, let's have them use these tires for fuel. And so it was created just because those tires existed. They had thousands of tires, mountains.
It's amazing. All right, so I'm going to show the audience something here. So remember, Jim Cody and I, there we are in the red car, the caddy, the very sweet caddy.
Yeah, baby.
I mean, we're cruising along. We got probably the sweetest ride. Just make a mental note of that as we ride into town here in just a few minutes.
Yeah.
And then we'll tell you what happens.
Here's our buddy.
I mean, what a set that you were just given Joe, with just all these tires. It's like you must just like, wow, there's production value, and you don't have to do anything. It's already there.
Exactly. We had that plane brought in.
Dude, that plane was amazing. Like, I couldn't believe. I'm like, is there a freaking airplane sitting here as a set piece? I was in awe of this set.
And as we're honoring Rick tonight as well, just to mention the cinematography on this movie, we've already seen, especially that opening sequence, but even these scenes now as they're sort of establishing the town, I just think beautifully filmed, and very excited to see them 16:9 when the Blu-ray comes out.
Oh, I can't wait. And look, so you notice here, there's a little chick. There I am. I'm not in a car for some reason. I wonder why. Well, we couldn't find.
I threw you out. I couldn't take you anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, we couldn't find the Cadillac that day, right, Joe? So they threw Jim Coney as a passenger in someone else's car, and they just said, Huckabee, you just run behind the car and be Chicken Boy. Yeah. So I get to suck up all of this dirt in my lungs.
Yeah, I feel for you that day.
But hey, it was fun.
He's Brian's passed away.
Yeah, Brian
and so is the guy waving the flag.
Adolfo Quinones.
Yeah,
there he is. There's our buddy. There's Joe, y'all.
Joe, you look beautiful, man.
And that's Paul. That's the other director, the one that was pulling the chain. That's Paul.
Bo Svensson, great in this movie.
Bo Svensson, yeah.
There's Bobby O'Reilly.
There's Bobby.
There he is.
Brian James.
Such an amazing.
The cast is fantastic.
Ernie Banks is the barber.
Yeah,
Ernie Banks is so cool.
Great job.
Ernie Banks is terrific.
You know what?
I got to work with Brian like 6 other times. Great guy, man. Really well.
Really?
Yeah.
He was a blues musician.
Yeah.
Ernie, yeah. One of my favorite things about just being on set is when I wasn't working, I just wanted to hang out. And I talked to Ernie a little bit. He was such a fascinating guy. And I love the wardrobe here too. Like everyone's wardrobe. Look at this outfit that we just got to create the look of our characters with the designer. She was wonderful. And every time I look at that, I'm just love it. Here comes Jim Cody. Here we go.
Yeah.
Just stalking Stacey Foster. She's
Where's
lovely.
my chick? There she is, man. Now I just noticed my mustache isn't as red right now as it used to be. Just a little, slightly different. I don't know if anybody else has noticed, but it's
Not really. It must be the lighting.
Yeah.
James Victor.
Yeah.
James Victor is Julius.
Yeah. He was a great little hard ass dude, man. There's so many good people in this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And quite a lot of redhead representation in this movie.
That's Manny Perry. That's Manny Perry.
Here's the Keystone Cops.
Or the Hulk.
The Keystone Cops. I know, right? It's so funny.
In fact, most movies only have one redhead, and I think I've now counted about 8 or 9. It's pretty great.
That's why we love PM, man. They appreciate it.
Yeah.
We pulled this guy through the window on a rope, on the air ram. They just yanked him right through the window.
Boom. Oh my God. That's
no CG there, baby.
No, man. Practical. You want a guy going out the window? We got you.
Love it.
I love this. This stunt is so good. This stunt woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an incredible stunt team we had.
Look at you guys. For some reason, they didn't trust Chicken Boy with a gun. I don't know why.
So, Joe, this sequence especially, I mean, yes, PM has done a lot of action, and even some of earlier PM films are quite sort of seedy and grimy in their own way, but this sequence has quite a lot of sort of brutal violence, little snapshots of kind of brutal violence. Was there some directive, as it was a post-apocalyptic kind of Mad Maxy kind of film, to ramp some of that up, or was that just you and Paul's kind of that was your taste?
It was a collaboration. It was really a collaboration of all the people out there. The stuntmen had a lot of input. Kane Hodder choreographed his fight with the woman. And it was, I don't know if it was intended to be as violent as it comes off. I mean, for example, there's a scene where something blows up, I think right there, and the stuntman covers his face up. To me, I mean, that wasn't planned. That was just something the stuntman did. I mean, he knew the flames were going to be there, but he covered his face up. And I remember thinking, wow, that's really creepy, scary.
Yeah.
The way he covered his face up like that. It suddenly makes it very real. Now, that motorcycle jumped through the window. The stuntman got burned really bad. and got sent to the hospital on that stunt. And I remember we were shooting at the same time that B Unit was shooting that fire scene. We were shooting Ernie Banks shaving Brian on A Unit. So we could hear him about 50 yards away doing the scene. We're listening, and we listen to the fire in the hole, and then we listen to the thing blow, and then we listen to the guy screaming and screaming and screaming, and then we hear somebody yell, "Put out the fire, put out the fire." And we hear some stuntman yell, the pull out the pin of the flame extinguisher. That we're having trouble getting the fire extinguisher to work. And meanwhile, the guy's roasting, and then they finally put him out, and the guy's screaming. So they put him out, and the screaming stops. We're on A Unit in the barbershop, and then after all that chaos, Rick says, "Okay, back to one."
Oh, no.
We just moved right along. I mean, they took him. B Unit took him directly to the hospital, and he had burns. There was a lot of injuries on that film. I myself went to the hospital, went to ER on that film. The stunt coordinator went to the hospital on that film, got stitches. I had to get treated for a very small 3rd-degree burn when a squib went off the wrong way and it burst into my stomach.
Oh no, dude!
Wow. This is where Stacy falls in love with me.
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't?
Yeah, I'm looking good in this picture right there. Yeah.
And you got your wingman. You got your wingman right there.
The chick is right there with me at all times, man.
I mean, how do they not? It's like having a pet with you. It's like, oh.
You guys,
but
really
yeah,
took
that
to those
whole
roles.
sequence was so fantastic, and of course, we just saw just shortly before this, Kane Hodder, the breaking of the back of that stunt girl you were talking about. Yeah.
And it's funny, if you were someone buying this overseas, yes, there was no big opening action sequence, but by the time, like 5 minutes in, you get some of the greatest explosions and violence and madness that PM put on camera. So you more than made up for it.
I'm kind of glad it worked out that way, because we would have jumped the gun maybe with having a smaller action sequence before this. Instead, we build up to this, which works a little better.
Yeah, plus with the Western theme, that opening really sells where we're at. You know what I mean? It gives you the idea, oh, we're in a spaghetti Western, but it's futuristic and it's PM Entertainment, so we're going to just throw it all in a pot and make it work. It's fantastic.
Now, here comes probably the best line I ever wrote for PM.
You have to say it out loud because we have the volume down.
Oh, he comes out and says, well, what, I don't like the name Death Riders. And then and his response,
Death rides alone.
Yeah.
We ride numbers. Death rides alone.
That's right. Good line, Joe.
It works with the edit cutting straight to Johnny.
Here it is. Yep. Brian James, he was so good in this movie.
Okay, here comes our hero, man, with the hero shot.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and it would be a good time also to talk about the soundtrack, because this sequence has probably some of the best soundtrack work, again, that PM Entertainment ever did. I love the score of this movie. If there's any PM Entertainment film I want on a vinyl new release, like they've been doing a lot of Waxwork and Mondo Vinyl, and people have been putting out these soundtracks to B movies and things, I would love the soundtrack to this. So I don't know, Joe, were you involved in the hiring of it? Was it of them? Was there a specific directive? Did they get slightly more money because it sounds more orchestral and less synthesizer? What was the deal with the soundtrack?
John Gonzalez did it. John Gonzalez did many PM soundtracks. He was their go-to guy for the soundtrack. I didn't work on the soundtrack other than I had a little bit in input. In the only input I had, I said, make sure put a lot of percussion in the chase sequences. That's all I said. Paul worked very closely with John on that soundtrack, and Paul's really proud of it. And I know he's told me it's his favorite soundtrack of PM movies, and they really came through on that one. It's nice just to listen to, and it's got vocals, a lot of vocals, very unusual vocals that they hadn't ever used before in a PM movie, And Paul's very proud of that one, and he should be.
Yeah.
Look at that lunch.
Really. That's it's stiff as hell. I love that.
I know. You
The taxidermy
rotisserie rat ready to go.
armadillo. That thing was
and
that thing was
of unusual
solid
size.
as that thing was like a stone when we got it. It was just like a block. It was taxidermied. And I said, can we do something about that to make it more fluid? And can we put a hinge on the tail or something? But I literally saw that thing about an hour before we shot.
Oh, really? Oh, that's funny.
There's so many things going on a film like this. There's thousands of things going on a film like this. And so if something like that, you turn over to a certain department, and then they might not show up with it until that day. And that happened. And that's was the case of that dead muskrat.
Yeah.
I love this prop, the purifier prop.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, take that, Water World.
Yeah. With the solo cup.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's a great idea. Like,
Brilliant, man.
A little plastic solo cup made it through the apocalypse.
And then these guys that Joe's got to fight.
And can we talk about how luxurious Joe's hair is, by the way?
He had the best hair, man.
I mean, just showing off with this hair.
Yeah.
Trying to enjoy a good rat burger, and these guys come in. Really
yeah.
The roach eaters.
Yeah, these guys are great.
Yeah.
I had suggested, I said, what if we put, I said, let's put zombies in. And I guess somewhere along the line that was voted out, but I kind of sneaked them in anyway in terms of the roach eaters.
Yeah, they are kind of like.
Yeah. And Joe's not doubled here. This is him.
Yeah. This is that was our last night of shooting.
Was
it really?
Wow.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. We had one half day at the studio, but that was our last night on location was this fight scene.
It's the magic of movie making, man. Boom. Some of this is in the trailer. Boom. Boom. That right there. It's in the trailer.
Also a great way to have, because there's sort of reprises later on in the movie with Bo, a great way that if you haven't had action for a while, let's just have these guys jump out. You know what I mean? It's like a great way to kind of keep the audience on their toes because they could jump out at any time. It's a wonderful filmic technique.
It was nicely done.
And again, the use of that prop with the water purifier, it's a simple thing that shows sort of where they are in the world and where we are in time or whatever. But it's also not one that you would immediately think of. So whoever thought of it, bravo, because I thought that was absolutely fantastic. Just a good little piece of business for Joe to be doing.
Thank you. That was in the script. I was thinking, how's he drinking water out there? And so I just invented that thing.
Nicely done, Joe.
Nice. And the prop department's so good.
I invented the idea. The prop department made it. And they did a great job on that piece.
And there's our little friend, Mr. Sullivan.
Yeah.
Not to mention the art direction. I mean, this looks beautiful. The using the plane fuselage as sort of where he's standing and all these burning torches and things in the background.
And I think some of these background people who are going to get shot here, that guy's great right there. That guy, he's a background guy. Great performance.
Oh, all these background people are fantastic. They are so good. And Joe, I'm sure we probably even reuse people like movie magic. If we kill them, we probably redress them and kill them again, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, here it is.
Burn Bobby.
Look at that. I'm just yelling at the dude. That's my part. I love it.
That guy was great too, the preacher.
And this set that they're in, the tube, the church, God, like you guys turned everything into a killer prop or a killer set piece.
Yeah, that giant cylinder that was out there. We just turned it into this little church. That's Quinn Morrison playing the mayor.
He was great.
Yeah, we were blessed with this cast. This cast was a joy to work with. It was such a great experience out there. This scene is pretty dark.
Yeah. But it tells you who these guys are. So Kane Hodder doing his thing. And you guys may notice Kane did something very specific on his character. Is if you look on his hat, he's got a hockey mask on his beret, signifying his little, nod to him playing Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, that was
Very
his
subtle.
part.
If you know who Kane is, that's a really great Easter egg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when he asked, and that was his idea. He said, "Do you mind if I put a patch on my cap of Jason?" And I said, "Yeah, that's great."
So, Joe, one of the questions I had is there's two things to me, as just a film fan in general, that really sells this as what you talked about, it being a kind of road warrior type film, post-apocalyptic film, that you do from a filmic standpoint that I think is fantastic. First of all, the casting of Brian James and Bo Svensson. Anyone who knows the careers of those two guys, this is 100% in their wheelhouse. Like, this is exactly the kind of movies that they were doing all through the 80s and 90s and so on. So as a film fan and a B-movie fan, their casting works incredibly well. And then the second thing is that you have not only Chicken Boy, but then you have the character with the like the antenna on his head and the colander or whatever it is he's wearing on his head. And those feel to me like something all Australian movies, exploitation movies, have these like wacky characters in them that you're like, wait, are we in a world where like these people, like chicken people exist now or whatever it is? And yet all the Australian movies have them in and don't really explain them. It's something Troma does a little bit of as well. Talk to us then about those two things, and how were you a big fan of exploitation that you kind of recognized these were tropes and this was a cast you should have?
Yeah, I could see the tropes in the other films, certainly. And my feeling is that in a post-apocalyptic world, especially in a movie, it can go really, people can go sideways, they can go in any direction, and things can get really, really strange without any, totally randomly. And so I tried to keep my mind open to that idea that there can be unusual things and unusual people that don't even have to explain. They can have totally unusual behavior and they don't even have to explain themselves. It's not their story. It's just a part of that environment. Right. And I'm sure it was influenced by some of the road warrior and some of those characters in the first Mad Max film. Those guys in the first Mad Max film, they go dancing when they take over that town, and they're dancing down the street in Mad Max. Well, that scene is a reference to a Marlon Brando movie called The Wild One, where they do the same thing. These this is made back in the 50s, and these motorcycle guys roll into this town, and they start kind of just prancing around like they own the town, and two of the characters start dancing, just out of that, like ballroom dancing on the street. And so that was pulled into Mad Max, and then we just kind of took a little bit out of that idea. We borrowed some of that idea too, and just had this anything goes approach. And working with Bo was a great experience. He had a lot of strong ideas, and he was definitely outspoken. I was not terribly familiar with his work before we started, and Bo was out there for most of the time. He was in that heat. It got to 120 degrees out there. He was out there for 3 weeks. Brian was out there for a few days, and Brian came in like a pro, man. I was really excited to work with him because, Blade Runner, 48 Hours, Southern Comfort. I was excited to work with Brian, and he didn't disappoint me in any way. The guy was a total professional. He was completely fluid with his approach. He was there to get it done, but he was also open to new ideas because we threw a few things at him at the last minute, and he was definitely down for it. And 4 years later, 1999, I had written a comedy, and I thought, I'm going to send this to Brian James. And I called his agent, and I said, I have a comedy, and I want to send it to Brian. And he says, well, I'm sorry to inform you, but Brian just recently died.
Oh man.
Yeah.
What was I love stories like that, Joe. What was one of the things that you recommended to Brian that he actually sort of lit up to do? Like, that's great, I want to try that. What's one of those things that he got excited about?
Well, he was gung-ho about everything, I remember he said when we were when we were going to shoot the scene where they're laying on the ground at the end, they're laying on the ground and they have that kind of showdown, and they're laying down and they reach for their guns.
Yeah.
Well, I remember Brian said, a prone showdown. That's never been done before.
Nice. Look, and by the way, I want to point out your stunts on this street are breathtaking.
This is awesome.
I mean, look at this. I hope that guy was okay. That looked terrifying.
How do you even do a stunt like that? He's on fire, lands on a burning motorbike that explodes as he hit it. I mean, how is he not dead in 85 pieces?
That's a good question. That's a good question. Unfortunately, Rick's not with us. Rick shot most of the chase scenes on B Unit.
I mean, this chase scene is so
awesome.
bonkers. It's so good. Look at boom, hit it. Yeah,
it's steel on steel, man. It's a real.
Yeah.
Oh, and the voice activated bike, of course.
Yeah.
That was in the script. Joseph asked me to put in a lot of crazy gadgets. I remember he says put in a lot of weird stuff. I said okay. So that was another one of that, like the water purifier, the automated machine gun that voice activated out of the toolbox.
Dude, it's like a Gatling gun in a toolbox. How is I need one of those. That's great.
It's voice activated. He doesn't even have to fire it. He just says it.
Take that, Siri.
Look at you, Joe.
Look at Joe.
Look at that guy.
So good looking. The hair just flowing.
This guy's great.
Yeah.
This guy is great.
Yeah.
Michael Clemens.
Another really good exploitation post-apocalyptic kind of character.
I love the VW badge on his chest.
Yeah. He
Michael
also reminds me of Trash Can Man in The Stand. Trash Can Man. It reminds me kind of him as well. Although I think The Stand came after this.
Michael and I worked together in a pizza restaurant before I got into the movie business, and I got him this part, and I asked him to make the helmet. I said he has a helmet that connects with some voices or something out there in space, and he connects with them through the helmet. I said, you go ahead and make the helmet. So Mike made that helmet himself. He was an artist, and he made he pretty much put that costume together himself.
He's so good, man. He's so good in this. He's a real nice guy. Remember, he was only got a couple of days to talk to him. He's a good dude.
Yeah. And this was a big day. This is one of our early days. I look at there. I'm just mucking with the tires. I think one of your directions was, all right, Huck, you just go in the background and just go nuts on the tires.
But Brian, between us and the audience, how many times were you found just doing that by yourself?
Well, look, I had to get good at the tire humping, so I had to
just bouncing around the desert out there. Yeah,
and also take note throughout this thing. Very subtle things, but Jim Cody, we sort of work this thing out. Like if he's going to do something, he hands me his glasses or he hands me his hat. I'm just sort of like instantly there.
Yeah.
Dude, and like, I don't know how we came up with that, but it was just something in the moment clicked.
Yeah.
And then it just became a thing. Yeah.
I'm also noticing, Jim, that on your vest there that you're wearing, there's like a lovely, like embroidered. Like
when the movie got over, I framed that and I gave it to Joe. You got it still, Joe? I took that patch off my jacket and I framed it and I gave it to Joe.
You still have it, Joe?
You gave it to... Are you there,
Joe?
Are you there?
Yeah, we're here.
Issue.
We just lost your visual. We can hear you.
Let me try to. Can you hear me?
He's coming back.
Sorry about this.
That's okay. The wardrobe department. Love to give her some kudos. So Jim Cody, I don't know how you did yours, but I remember when we were creating the costume, she called me. It's all good. She called me into the costume warehouse. And we just started looking around. The only thing she had pre-made was that amazing smoking jacket. You know, it's like a Hugh Hefner jacket with feathers all over it. And the rest of it, we just started looking for stuff like that little Indian bone plate thing. We saw that laid on the ground, the gloves and stuff. The more stuff I just kept putting on, the more I started to feel this character. And I just thought of something between Jim Cody and I, which is, okay, Bacchus is a bad dude. And you can see that in this film. He's trying to go for, Stacey Foster's character. And let's just say that's not the first time this character's done that. And every time he's had his way, he takes something and gives it to me, which is why I'm wearing so many different things. It's like I have women's bracelets, I have glasses with the eye poked out because to me he shot somebody through the eye and the lens is gone. So I popped that out. You know, just all these little things you come up with to just keep building and building and building the costume. And then it was set, and every time I put it on, it was just like, let's go. You know. What was it like for you, Jim Cody?
No, it was I know when they built up my costume, because I had to do a lot of fighting and everything. I wasn't doubled at any time, and I said I just got to be able to move in it because I had a bunch of especially right before I get killed, big fight scenes, and so it needed to be practical as well, and it was. And I think it plays good for this guy.
I mean, no spoilers. I mean, who says you get killed? I don't think you get killed. I mean,
I don't actually. I'll show you.
He's just saying that to throw you guys off to stick around, see if he's lying to you. Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of first-time watchers out there. So
yeah.
I thought there was a sequel that was like a TV series called Bacchus and the Chick or something.
One time I went to PM to do some voiceover on this. I did some ADR on this, and they
so did I.
And Paul says, he goes, yeah, well, they want to make another Steel Frontier, and I go, well, I'm dead, and he goes, no, that's all right. You come back, you play your brother. So it never happened, but they were ready, baby.
Yeah, I was saying the same thing to Paul earlier. He says, Chicken Boy, you have his smarter brother come back who's articulate and can have lines in the next movie. And they're like, yeah, we can do that. That'd be funny though if it comes back and Chick is the smart one and the Bacchus brother is the
Bacchus is coolest.
I see in my head Bacchus and the Chick became like it was like one of those 70s cop shows set in San Francisco, you know what I mean?
There you go. There's Joe. Hey, Joe.
Sorry about that.
Joe's back.
He's had to go freshen up.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. It just cut out. I don't know why.
It's all good. It's funny. This town, let's also throw some love to the town that was built here.
I know.
So while we were there, awesome. Jim Cody, we were there. This thing started out as just like a skeleton, a frame. Then you saw that tower being built in the middle. And then before you knew it, I guess we were shooting all the car stuff, while it was going on. Because when it came time to get into that little town, I mean, that thing was fleshed out looking. This thing. It was rad, man. Like I was just like, can we shoot another movie here? If we don't blow the whole thing up too late.
PM shot quite a bit out there. They shot a movie right before out there called T-Force. They shot a couple scenes out there, but we shot extensively. And we should have shot Steel Frontier 2.
They
I agree.
Terminator 2 was shot out there.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
and I think
in the same tunnel.
Yeah,
I believe Mortal Kombat was as well. A scene from Mortal Kombat. Like this is such a great scene. Like Joe just messes with this kid. It's like, nope, not yet. Nope.
James Victor did a great job of playing befuddled.
He did.
He sure did.
This scene where he bounces the gun through the air was just an idea I had to try to create this sort of ridiculous aspect, like a way over the top reality to this stuff. I was going for campy vibe with this. I wanted it to have almost a ridiculous, absurd sort of attitude or quality, so that you could watch it on a Saturday night drunk and get a lot of laughs out of it.
Oh, do you know? Look at that! Look at that lineup of badasses right there. There's Kane, little cat.
Absolutely.
But the greatest thing with James Victor and Bo Svensson, their dynamic was hilarious because Joe, I mean, like Bo just did not care. He was always belittling James, and James just rolled with it. He never. It's just like the characters in the movie. I don't know how much of that was on the page, Joe, but man, watching those two, I was just like, I feel like James just wants to punch his dad so bad,
Yeah, James stuck to the script pretty well. So did Joe, for better or worse. I mean, there's a lot of dialogue in there I wish we would have cut out. Paul and I have talked about that extensively. About there's probably 15 minutes of dialogue we could lose to make it a faster, slicker movie. But it is what it is.
I just made up on my own.
Oh, coming up, there's one thing, Joe, guys, and I'm sure it was just in the editing because we're trying to trim it. Of course, we're about to make Joe one of the Death Riders. When we dissolved to us, breaking him in, right at the end, you guys had me jump on Joe's back and ride him like some chicken jockey, right? Those are chicken jockey before Minecraft. But it cuts away before we ever see that. I'm like, oh man! So it's in this scene right here.
Here we are.
And you guys are just beating the hell out of him at the end. You just tossed me on his back, and I just rode him. So maybe that'll be a deleted scene on that Blu-ray.
I'd love to see some deleted scenes. I don't even know where they're at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one of the sad things we've come across, both with the Blu-ray project, but also the podcast, is that because PM was sold outright and all materials and so on, apart from whatever people held on to, kind of went with whatever company then bought them. And so a lot of that extra footage or behind the scenes or, things like, and soundtracks and things, who has the original files, so it's a shame there.
That was a beautiful shot, by the way. That sun just over the crest of that fallen tube, just going behind it. It's like, man, you guys.
Yeah.
And I know these things shoot fast, so to grab that shot, was that
the crane shot's beautiful.
And then here's the amazing.
I remember shooting that shot. I remember being there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I don't remember everything about this, but I do remember that.
And here's the great airplane.
Quick little cutaway.
You gotta admit, Stacy's got the best house in the lot.
She does. She's got the most organized.
I mean,
look how beautiful she is. All correct.
Like the old 50s album covers on the wall as decoration.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, her character was married to the guy who founded the town, so that's why they get the mansion.
Oh, really?
I love that backstory. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's why she's so well off. That's why Jim Cody's lusting after her so much.
Oh, that's his character. Stacy was a doll, man. She was fantastic.
Yeah.
And she was. We worked with her prior. She did Cyber Tracker.
Yeah.
Don Dragon Wilson, and we liked her so much. And I said, let's get Stacy, and that way we all agreed right away. And she's a terrific actress.
Okay, here comes the romantic lead in the movie right now.
So there's that Stacy movie, Cyber Tracker, right there.
Jim owns this scene, and I think some of this was improv.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
a lot of what Jim did was improv.
Yeah, a lot of this is improv. This is what I was saying. I in this scene, I threw my script away because when Jim made up all of his own dialogue and you turned the camera around to me, I didn't know what to say. So I was like, Jim, what did you make up? You made up all new lines.
Yeah, this is like the only dialogue in the film. This is like some of the dialogue in the film that I do like.
Thank you, Joe.
I know.
See, that thing I gave you, I framed that.
Yeah, that little girl.
Yeah, I remember you gave it to me as a beautiful gift.
Yeah.
See, and there it is. I'm wearing Jim Cody's hat because he wants to. because Marcus has manners and he wanted to take his hat off inside.
I got a date.
Yeah, so I'm his, hat rack.
Okay, now coming up here when we go into the bar.
Oh, so good.
My stunt with the cards. That's real.
Yeah.
I throw them from one hand to the other. Because Joe asked me, "Can you do something with cards?" I go, "I know one trick. Here it is." So it's coming up. Okay, here comes my card stunt right here. Brace yourself. One take.
So I'll let everyone be dazzled by your. Look at that. There it is.
See, and I don't got to look at him.
You didn't even look because you're that good.
Yeah, I'm that good, baby. That was it. I did it just for Joe. You know what to do with cards? Here it is.
So I remember this is a day I came in, Joe, for you guys to do some ADR work, because originally this scene, I remember I wasn't in the scene, and I remember coming to you saying, "Well, but the scene just before it, we were taking Stacy. Shouldn't I be in the bar?" And you guys were like, "You're right. You should be in the bar." And so a lot of what I'm doing is just reacting. All I'm doing is reacting. So if you watch, everything everyone says, if they point at me, I think you, Joe, you might have come up with this, but you'll see there's a joke coming up about Jim Cody pointing at me. Her.
Yeah, and also too, most of this I just made it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's just people
But-
playing.
But man, bless your heart, Joe, for trusting me. Bless your heart.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for doing a great job, man. You both of you guys came in with those characters. I didn't have to give you too much direction. I still remember Brian's audition. He brought that in on the first day. This madness. You know, auditioning Chicken Boy was weird because you brought it. There was all kinds of actors doing all kinds of different things. You know, some of them were. It was going in all directions. Very, very mellow and underplayed. You know, cluck, cluck, cluck. And then Brian came in and was like a human chicken. We knew right away as soon as you walked out, Paul and I said, "Well, there's Chicken Boy."
Oh man, thank you. That's very
owned
nice.
it, Miho. You owned that job.
And it was sort of beneficial that I have red hair too. I think it just sort of adds to the color.
No, I remember seeing it on the script and going, "Who are they going to get to do this? You is who they got." It was
That's
so
right.
good, man.
That's what they got.
So good.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, look at these two. There should be a buddy cop movie with these two.
Lovely young gentlemen at the bar.
Well,
Look at him.
the thing is that Jim really endeared himself to the character of Charlie Backus. I could tell that he endeared himself to that character, and he was looking out for that character. And in a way, he was playing him like he was the lead, and he was the good guy. You know, he was the romantic lead in his own mind, and that's why the character's so rich.
Yeah, thank you, Joe. It was such a fun job, man.
Oh, this scene, and you said this was a longer scene because I could watch the whole thing.
Oh,
And there's no line, there's no Bob, man. Look
I
at
think
Bob.
it was like 6 or 7 pages of dialogue, and the first cut was close to 10 minutes, and they cut. I don't remember what we cut out, but there was a lot of talking going on, a lot of bullshitting between these characters.
Yeah.
And I liked it. I was that kind of scene I enjoyed because it built character. And
Oh, it really did. Because you had all of them at this table. And whether they had one line or just a look, everyone
yeah. And I
just-
love the part where
everybody was-
everyone starts laughing.
yeah.
And Joe really fits in with these guys really well. These in this scene. He does a good job at having fun with it.
It's also what I think is the reason why we're all still watching it so many years later is that PM would bother to put some of this stuff in sometimes to go, yes, we're making an action movie. Yes, we're making something that's entertaining, but also we're bothering to light this really beautifully, to have these great characters, to have these wonderful actors, to have this beautiful dialogue. Like they do spend some time in the middle of the movie slowing it down and creating what is going to set up the second and third act. And it's just, I don't know. I love stuff like this. This to me makes it a movie and not just a, straight to video thing. You know what I mean? No. What I mean is it makes it a proper big scale movie rather than a B movie or a grindhouse movie. You know what I mean? It elevates.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I was just actually just laughing at what we were doing because this moment was so funny there because everyone was laughing. Everyone was laughing up a storm until
Also the way you're cut off, Huck, just here.
Yeah.
And Jim standing all the way up here, and you're just cut off down here.
Well, it's like Danny DeVito and Schwarzenegger and twins, you know.
Yeah, it's comic genius. It's wonderful. I love it. Great framing.
But you know what? This is also the testament of the low budget thing. Is we only had I think one take for this, which is why we're framed like that way. They didn't do an extra cutaway for Jim Cody's close up. So that was our shot.
Get it
we
right.
shot everything
Get
in
it
the
right.
bar.
Get it right now.
Yeah, we shot all that in one night, including the shootout.
I know.
I mean, there are some big budget Hollywood blockbusters that aren't lit this beautifully.
No.
I unabashedly love this movie, but every time I watch it again, I go, look at this damn thing. This thing should have won an Oscar. It's stunning.
Yeah.
I'm
No.
not even
Rick exactly what he was doing.
exaggerating.
Look, he's a cheater.
Yeah.
He was a cheater, Jim Cody. Jim Cody, he cheated. He beat you by cheating.
Now this chick right here, the lady, the other lady who's running the resistance, she had
Sandra
a
Ellis
giant
Lafferty.
career after this. She moved to North Carolina. She got cast in a bunch of big movies out there. Her.
Yeah.
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 Her name
I
is
recognize-
Sandra Ellis Lafferty.
Yeah. She I ran into her once in LA. She said she's going to go to North Carolina and give it a chance out there. She crushed it.
Yeah, I've seen her in a few films since then.
Yeah. Southeastern casting is real, man. She's good on her, baby. Good on her.
Yeah, she was sweet. She was very different from her character. She was very, very subtle and sweet and charming.
Very nice lady. Very nice lady. And she can throw, man. She's got a fastball. Look at that.
She was tough too.
She telling this guy off. This is fucking great.
That's
Joe,
Bruce Morrow.
you cast this so good. Everybody, I buy everybody. I buy everybody.
100%. And Stacy, what an absolute professional. I mean, she's such a great lead for the
Now
female.
this shot is stolen straight from Fistful of Dollars. That shot exactly from Fistful of Dollars.
Was it? That's great.
Where he's eavesdropping on somebody else.
Yeah.
Hey, you notice that Crank and Chick have already left. We didn't want to get killed.
No, we ducked out on the on the
Yeah.
big, yeah.
Well, Bacchus was sad because he didn't get his gal, and so I
I
had to go play cards.
I needed some counseling or something.
Some chick counts. Yeah.
This scene was put in because Rick was concerned that we had gone too far without an action scene. So we threw this scene in at the last minute.
I love it. I'm so glad you did because
This was the same night too, right?
Say what?
You shot this on the same night. You just kept going.
Exactly.
Yeah, and a bold move to have not one but two people in berets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's very rare in an action sequence that two people are wearing a beret.
And Joe, what made you? I love that you're the knife guy. Did you want to do that from the get-go to set yourself apart
Look
a
at
little
this
bit?
shot.
I think Paul and I are in it because I wrote so many roles that we were in it because they could get us for free. You know, they didn't have to pay us extra to do those roles.
Mm.
It wasn't an intention of mine to play that character. No.
Oh,
And
really?
I probably should have hired somebody who knew how to deal with knives because I didn't know what I was doing with those knives.
Oh, well, dude, movie mag. Because when I saw that, I'm like, oh, Joe must be good with knives. And the way
when I
that
threw
you-
that when I threw that knife, as soon as it left my hand, it went sideways.
lands right in the dirt. It's like,
I think I almost hit a crew member.
that's hilarious.
I think a crew member had to dodge.
It was like, damn, that's funny. Look at that hair, man, bouncing and behaving.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, Joe.
Yeah, it's a little too luxurious.
Yeah.
What's he doing? Running up and wafting it about in some river or stream up the mountaintop.
Well, I think it could be a lot more greasy.
I mean, it could, but Joe would not be having that.
Yeah, come on, man.
Joe would have been fine with it. I don't think we talked about his hair, to be honest. I don't
Yeah.
think there was so many conversations happening on that film. I don't remember having a conversation about his hair. I thought, yeah, it's cool. He grew it out. But we didn't talk about how it looked. I guess we left it to the hair and makeup department. I don't think he was given a direction to, hey, don't shower every day.
Yeah, right.
It wasn't until Walking Dead when hair was allowed to be greasy in the post-apocalypse.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, he's a larger than life character.
Yeah, he is.
Also, think of the hair that Mel has in Mad Max 3 Beyond Thunderdome. How's he maintaining that? You know what I mean? But
that was a wig. That was Joe's real hair, man.
No. Joe's not doing it. It's real hair.
What's funny is the stunt double actually had long hair too.
Yeah, he doubled Brandon Lee in The Crow.
That's right. Wasn't that?
Yeah,
Jeff Amata. I was gonna say that was Jeff Amata, right?
Great stunt double. A stunt later on, I'll show you. It was him and me.
Right. Yeah, it's the only stunt that Joe wouldn't do. He wouldn't jump through the window.
Yeah, because you had to jump through the window, Dan. It was. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was something.
He didn't run down the side of the smokestack either.
Yeah.
That was Jeff.
That was Jeff also?
Yeah.
And Jeff is also at the very beginning, right, Joe? Is that when the motorcycle crosses in front of all the cars? Or is it that was Jeff on the motorcycle that crossed? There's one motorcycle that goes all the way across the...
Yeah, that's Jeff.
He goes across the front of everybody.
Yeah.
I think that was him. I remember talking to him on the set, and he told me the story about Brandon. And the pants, y'all, he's wearing in this movie as a Death Rider, those were his Brandon Lee pants.
Oh wow. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wore those pants too. We had about 5 or 6 sets of those pants from the Crow, and I wore a pair myself.
Nice.
I did.
See.
And I was wearing those pants when the squib went off wrong, and I went to the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's weird considering, the sad what happened with Brandon Lee. That's sad.
Yeah, just prior to this film.
Maybe it's the unlucky pants. Maybe it was.
Maybe we stopped wearing those pants.
Yeah, maybe the pants were demonic or something.
Could have been.
Look at these two. Look at these great extras, man.
I know.
Joe,
You
you can write that sequel, The Demonic Pants.
They're just being lazy.
Like in some movies, you'll see extras who are kind of barely checked out, and they might even look at the camera for a second. I feel like everybody in this town feels like they belong in the town.
They were dialed back. They did great. They did great.
In it to win it.
Oh, here comes Bo. He needs his scene. That's right, Bo. Check it out. Something's wrong, Bo. Oh.
See, during all of this, we're Chick and Bacchus. We are not in place. We just boned out.
Yeah. They were drunk and depressed. He was off.
Yeah, I mean, you must have been bumming from that rejection. I mean,
exactly.
I mean, if Bacchus should be doing something to forget about it, it's killing people.
Yeah,
Bacchus was helping Chicken Boy lay some eggs.
Actually, yeah, exactly. We don't really want to answer that question.
What happened to us here?
I don't know.
Then when I show up later and I talk to Paul, I'm like, "Hey, what happened last night?"
Yeah,
right.
It's like opportunity missed.
Well, this was another thing I lifted from Fistful of Dollars, where the hero creates a gunfight between the two factions. Well, in this case, they just turn each other. He turns them on each other. But he did something very similar to that in Fistful of Dollars. I mean, Road Warrior and Fistful of Dollars are strong influences on this film, obviously.
But the scene always played really, really well.
It plays like a war movie, kind of, the way, because we are soldiers, and the way that everyone's yelling about the whole thing, and the way that Bo plays it with the ceasefire and giving the commands, it gives it almost the sense of a war movie.
Yeah.
Look at that shot.
Another great shot. Awesome.
Yeah, Joe played this harmonica sequence himself.
And did he just sort of teach himself, or did he say, "Hey guys, I can play the harmonica. Should we work it into the movie?" Or did you write the character?
It was written into the script, and he just, as soon as he was cast, he started playing on his harmonica. And now the harmonica musical numbers that are in the film periodically, those were done by another guy whose name slips me. I think it's Greg Diegler, but I'm not sure. But the guy, he's in the credits and he's fantastic. But he did all the harmonica stuff on the soundtrack. But this scene, Joe played it himself.
Nice.
Wow.
And look at that single tear. He's holding that tear.
And it sits right on the edge.
Yeah, I remember.
That is so legit, man. That is so legit.
It's like his eyelashes are holding the tears. Like, no, not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, he told
for a really good-looking guy, he's a great actor.
Yeah, he was. He said, I can cry on cue. And me and Rick were standing there, and probably Paul too. And I remember looking at Rick, and he's like, "Yeah." And I said, "Yeah, do it. If you can cry on cue, go for it."
There's
and he
the
did.
Great command of his craft.
Yep.
Here he is.
This scene is funny because I told it the line. I know your secret. I knew Mike could sing because we were buddies, and I knew he had the ability to sing. And I said, "Just sing that line."
Oh yeah,
I know your secret.
I know your secret. Yeah,
he's so good.
He just nailed it. I mean, I literally said, "Sing that line" right while we were filming. I think, if I remember correctly, and he just kind of. I mean, there was no forewarning. I just said, "Sing this line," and he sang it.
Wow.
And John, you said this is all going to be 16:9 when it hits Blu-ray, right?
Yes. So what you will it will crop ever so slightly the top and bottom, but you will see more. You'll see more on the sides.
There's the car, Skull.
There it is, just hanging out in the back seat, crawling over.
Look at those big.
Look at that guy. Look who's there. moving
Wait,
car.
weren't you stealing the car on camera? Jim?
That's right.
You know,
Yeah, little did we know. We didn't know we weren't even rolling camera. We just were driving around.
there's
Brian
my
and you
sled,
were like,
man.
let's steal this car.
All right, now here he goes. Watch Jim Cody. He's just going to hand me his hat and glasses, or one of the two. Which one is it? Oh, it's the glasses, baby. No, he's like, no, not even going to clean him. Not even going to clean him. Just hands it over.
There's Paul improvising. I think Paul came up with the idea that they were cousins.
Like eating a bug off his shoulder.
And he puts him on his head. Good for you, chick.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't want to lose it because I may have lost a pair once and you got mad, so I just wear them. Look at you. You are the romantic lead. Look at you.
He's digging me, man. And then more, I made up all these words too. I was bad.
I remember.
Rattle your mama's fucking teeth.
Oh, it's one of my favorite lines. Again, it's one of my favorite lines. I didn't write it.
Thank you, Joe.
And I want to kudos to the you guys gave me a very specific art direction on this, and I'll tell the audience here. So up until now, a lot of what I've been doing is like a comedic thing, like the comic relief. And they said this is where you just go insane. Like this is like when Billy shows up right here. It's like it's very serious. Like it's very like you're gonna go off. And that was such a great direction because it was different than what I've been doing. And I've never had a camera so close to my face. I had to train where to look. I was actually looking at the inside of the camera frame.
Wow.
That's how close they were. I couldn't see Billy. I was looking at the camera box.
The wide angle lens.
Oh.
There it is. Oh man, no, say it ain't so. Tell me a flash.
Okay.
He really cares. He's really hurt.
I am.
No, he really plays it.
He's like, who's gonna wear my hat? God damn it.
It's the only friend he had.
Yep.
Similar to Wes losing his partner in The Road Warrior. Remember Wes, the guy with the mohawk, the crazy guy with the mohawk? And his partner?
This is a great scene, Jim. You do so good here, Jim. I love this.
Well, jumping out the window, man, because that window was like 4 feet of concrete.
Yeah.
In the fight scene, he takes it to me.
Oh, I love that backhand.
Thank you.
Here it comes. Oh, look at you guys. Yeah. Just dirt in the face.
Yeah.
Kick his ass, Jim. I think you're gonna win this. I think you're
I should have.
No, you got this. He's got too much hair. It's in his face. Take a swing. Yeah. Oh, he's going down now.
Boom.
Oh, what the hey? Man. Stacy.
And I was buying her drinks every night. Chick and I and Stacy hung out every night.
We did.
And I was so correct with this chick, getting her dinner, making sure things are good, and she kills me.
I know.
I know how she feels. I know how Bacchus feels.
Yeah.
But and it's so funny because we love Stacy. Jim Cody and I hung out with her a lot off the set too. That to the point where we had to be like, okay, well, we're such friends now that we just had to turn it off on set and just be the bad guys because we were just so sweet.
Well, when we had like 3 or 4 confrontation scenes.
Wait! I have to talk about this. So right here, I'm upside down. He slams on the brake. Well, look at my hand. I'm holding the front of the car because I almost flew off the front of the car. And Jim Cody, do you remember what happens to you right here?
My head moved because
your arm is stuck to the hood.
Yes, the fake blood melted because it's 120 right here.
Yeah, the blood on your arm stuck to the hood of the car, and they had to get some sort of chemical to
seriously to get me off the car.
So we almost died. Like
we got cooked
for real. We almost died.
Yeah, we're post-mortem here and dying.
Yeah, why am I upside down? Like the sun.
Blood started to melt. Yeah.
Yeah, I was holding that front of that thing for dear life. I'm like, Bo.
Well, you holding on to it plays into my theory. I have a theory that Chicken Boy is not dead. I have a theory that he was playing dead because that steel ball doesn't even go through his skull.
Yeah, see?
That's
The
true.
chicken boy comes back in the second movie.
I
dead.
think he was playing dead.
And my brother's got to come back in the second movie.
Exactly.
I like where your head's.
Yeah, well, he's got a big family. There was 2 of them in this movie, so the family is already established.
I love
these 2 shots.
I love Joe here.
These 2 shots were shot
Joe
100 miles apart on different days.
Oh, that's funny.
That shot was out in Death Valley, and the reverse on Johnny Yuma, that shot was at Fontana. So they were shot a week or 2 weeks apart, 100 miles apart.
That's amazing. I love it.
But I love that you had Joe laying down, and that was nicely done, man. That was it's a good dichotomy, the good cutaway, man. That was great.
Well,
he's such a thinker. For a warrior, he's such a thinker. Yes. Philosophical fella.
Yeah, he's very relaxed too. He's very zen.
Yeah, man.
So we apologize to everyone and watching. If you're sad that Bacchus and Chicken Boy are gone, perhaps Joe will write a sequel.
No, we're still post-mortem. We'll show up again.
We're ready. We're ready. We're ready for our comeback.
I am too.
I got it. I'm ready. I've been saving up.
Like I said, he's not dead.
I mean, look.
Bacchus had a big family.
Yeah, that's exactly. And look, blood wasn't coming down out of that hole. It was just knocked me out, right?
You could get Jared Leto to play Joe Lara's son.
Yeah.
There you go. Look at these guys just hanging out.
It's such a great shot, man.
Of all of them together?
Yeah. That's such a great shot. Look at that. That's a great shot.
I know. Look at that. Look, we're still stuck in the hood.
I know.
How long were we there?
We had a great poster.
Look at this, man.
Poster.
Mm-hmm.
Good post-mortem shot, man. That was tough.
Oh, here we go. He's taking off his shirt. We lost him as well.
Yeah.
Adolfo Quinones was starred in Breaking
Electric
Boogaloo.
He was a original locker dancer, and that's completely badass.
He was fun. I talked to him a lot on the set.
He was a good dude, man.
He went by the name Shabadoo as a dancer.
Yeah.
Shabadoo, man. And he also had yellow stuff on his teeth instead of the black stuff we all had.
Oh, yeah. He was another guy who brought that character. He brought that character in the first day of the audition. We didn't have to give him any direction. He just came like that.
Stacy's so good here.
There's Scott McAvoy. He was one of the producers on the show.
Yeah.
Nice little cameos, man. Here he is.
Guys, man. I buy everybody.
I love the hat on Bob.
Look at that guy with the good hair. Man.
Dude, that guy. Whoever that guy was with the knife.
Look how good she is here.
The hair in the movie, in general, phenomenal hair. It's a great hair movie.
It's a great hair movie, yeah.
Facial hair for me.
Yeah, facial hair for you, Jim, of course.
Thank you.
So, yeah, she does so much with just her eyes. Love it.
I know.
Yeah. Come on, Joe. Get it. What?
Boom.
Shot past her. What a badass.
Look at that.
Boom.
That actress is Fifi Alawi, the woman who shoots Paul. She's going to kill Paul right now, and then get killed herself by Jason.
Yeah.
Fifi Alawi was a terrific actress, and I wish I would have aimed the camera at her more and given her more scenes. She really just suffers through the whole film, and then has a quick cut. She gets her revenge real quickly, and then she's out. But I wish we would have made more out of her character.
She was great.
But hey, she had her little moment. She did good.
Yeah, there is a little bit of an arc there.
And I know we were talking a little bit about it earlier, but Bo Svensson's relationship with Brian James's son in this movie is so clever, Joe. Like the way it's written, where clearly Bo Svensson should just be in charge and he would do it the right way, but instead he's got to deal with this little upstart in his beret, and that's a really good thing. Where do you remember where that idea came from and that kind of character interchange came from?
I don't specifically remember. I just tried to create some turmoil within the crew to give them more dynamics to play off of, so that the villain had the story going on outside of Johnny Yuma.
Yeah. Well, Bo Svensson plays it.
It certainly adds to Bo Svensson's character. I love the performance Bo Svensson gives. he brings a lot of heart to his scenes, and,
Yeah.
and so
Right.
it really works when you see him at the end renounce the regime.
Yeah.
No, like you say, the dichotomy. He's the legit guy, and
Yeah.
Oh,
he's correct. Yeah,
dude just did a Captain
Yes.
Kirk flying 2-leg kick.
I
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
Captain Kirk kick.
That
we,
was
we took about half a day to film this fight scene, man. These guys were into it. We were all over that place.
yeah.
I mean, the choreography is really good. I was
And
going
it was
to
most
ask
of it
you,
was-
Joe.
When they go up here, is this where you can see the I-10 in the background?
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
and I
You
remember
go up here,
shooting
you
that,
can see
and
the
I
I-10.
remember, I remember someone saying, "Hey, I see the freeway back there," and I was like, "Good," because I wanted the campiness.
Yeah, yeah.
But hey, you don't know, there could be like smoker trucks going down that freeway.
Who
Yeah.
knows?
Well, I wanted it to
Who
be
knows,
something
man?
that people would laugh at. I mean, that's kind of like I knew we were making a B movie, and I wanted to give them a B movie.
That a baby. That a baby.
Gave him the greatest one. Watch his kick coming. Watch his long leg. Whoa.
Yeah, these guys were knocking it out.
Yeah.
Kane was a lot of fun to work with. He was a little upset because he wanted more dialogue. Because he says, I never talk in my movies. I want more dialogue. And now I kind of think, yeah, I should. Now, if I were to do it now, I'd listen to him, give him more dialogue. But then I was like, well, the character's written to be the stoic, killer. He's the assassin. He's the executioner. And so he's written not to have any dialogue. And so he went along with it, and he was cool about it.
Did he like his death there? Did he like the way he went over the thing?
I don't know. I don't remember talking to him about that.
Yeah.
I was
wondering.
glad that we could bring that tire invention back into it. I don't know why it explodes. I mean, I don't know why it would explode when a guy falls into it. And
Yeah.
They throw tires in it all day long, and then a guy falls in and it blows up. I don't really get the physics of that.
Uh-oh.
But it's
Julian.
a B movie. It blows up for the same reason that there's a freeway back there. Okay, this scene, Bo Svensson grabs James Victor's face.
Yeah.
He didn't tell any of us that he was going to do that.
That was
Not
awesome.
even Jim.
That was
He shot
awesome.
that scene, grabbed his face, and then we cut. And then I said, Jim, did you know he was going to grab your face? And James Victor, and he said, no, I didn't know. I said, are you okay with that? And he says, yeah, no, that's cool. How did it look?
That
I
was
said, it
awesome.
looked great.
No,
So
Bo's got this
James Victor was a great.
Bam!
He was a trooper. Come on. I think James got this one. I think he's pretty beat up. He's going to be slow. James is cocky. Going to prove himself right here.
This was just me trying to come up with another unique style of showdown.
Hey, he got hit in the same place Chicken Boy did. Only he got a bullet. I just got a ball.
Somebody's a really good shot in this show.
Yeah. That's great. Look
I
at
always
this
like that little car.
junker, man.
Yeah, that's
Now
great. Look at that.
this scene is one of Bo Spencen's ideas. It was written that he just drives away, but Bo said, "Why don't I stop and look at him and let him aim at me?" And then he puts his gun down this is Bo's
Really?
idea. Yeah. He says,
That's
"I'll
a
just
great
stop and
fucking
look at him,"
moment.
and
That's
then
a
he doesn't
great
shoot,
fucking
and then I
moment.
drive away. And
Wow.
it's a great idea.
That is.
Fantastic.
That is.
Everything about this movie, I love this movie. This movie is just fantastic. It just gets richer and better every time I watch it.
But see, that's a credit to you and you, Joe, that you guys lit this open to collaboration. Most of the time on a set, it's not even an option. You guys listened, man. You guys listened, honestly.
And Joe, that was sort of the PM way to some extent. Joseph Mary was very collaborative. Is that not correct?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Oh, I was saying, Joe, that was sort of the PM Entertainment way, that Joseph Mary, even from the very top down, was sort of very collaborative, and anyone who had the best idea could go with it.
Well, I don't want to speak for Joseph. I mean, he was the man on top. Him and Rick, and they called the shots. Joseph was he would turn a lot over to the second unit people. He turned a lot over to the second unit directors, and so in that way he was very collaborative. I was open to all kinds of. I knew that there was lots of good ideas floating around out there, and I was just trying to grab them. And Bo Svensson had a lot of crazy ideas. Not just the idea of him driving out of town and looking at Johnny Yuma. That was Bo's probably his best idea. He had an idea here. He wanted to take and tie a tumbleweed to his back, And I said, why would you tie a tumbleweed to your back, Bo? And he said, to shade. So he's got shade. And he said, plus it'll be a weird, bizarre image. And I remember thinking, Paul and I talked about it, and we were on the verge of doing it, but we were so busy and all that, and it just didn't happen. But I look back now and I think that was another great idea he had. That was been ridiculous to see that. It would have been fun.
Oh, that would have been great. Yeah.
Now this fight scene, Bo Svensson choreographed.
I love that little camera POV, man.
These fight scenes are very unusual in that they're not just your standard martial arts fight scenes. They're really improvisational fight scenes, and I like them. They work. I was really impressed with Bo's ideas for this scene.
Well, it's in keeping with the Western aesthetic. Most Western fights weren't, apart from the East meets West movies.
Oh.
Especially that fight between Joe and Jim Cody.
Yeah,
you guys were throwing some serious roundhouse punches. That goes all the way back to those old John Wayne serials.
Yeah.
This is Broadway Joe Murphy, the stunt performer. And he was a crazy character, Broadway Joe Murphy.
Wow. They sold that scene, man.
I'm sorry.
Hey, does it cut out on you guys every 10 seconds? Does the visual cut out for a second?
It hasn't for me.
No, it hasn't for me.
No, I'm good. I'm sorry I left. My cat got outside and there's coyotes. I had to go get her.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, life.
Well, and after watching this movie, it could have been some eaters out there, Jim Cody.
Some damn thing.
You gotta save your cat, man.
Gotta get my cat back.
Old Billy, man. Wonder what he's up to now. He's probably like 30.
He was having a ball, man.
No.
I think he had a good time out there in that set. He was out there pretty much the whole time too, or a good amount of it.
Yeah, he was a good kid, man. He really was.
Well, we asked him to shave originally he was going to shave his head into a mohawk as another nod to the Road Warrior.
Oh.
And he was game. He would have done. He says, "Yeah, I'll do it." But then we decided, for some reason, to go with that hat that he wears.
Oh, the coonskin hat.
Yeah, I don't know. We just decided let's just do the hat instead. I don't remember why, but he was down for he was game for the mohawk, but it didn't happen.
Wow.
We did get a comment and a question that says, I have to ask Huck and everyone else on the panel, how awesome was Kane Hodder on set? That was from What's Johnny Watching.
Okay, Kane did a great thing. Okay, because he had these giant burn scars on his arm and his shoulder and going onto his back. And at lunch, he would take a knife, a steel knife. He had so much scar tissue in his forearm, he would just bury it in there, and the knife would just be up and down. Just right in. And he could, he could put like a knife, a fork, another knife, and just keep going with it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
Kane fucking Hodder, man.
I know, right? He's the real deal.
He is badass. Yeah.
He intimidated. Like, I knew who he was because I'm Jason Voorhees of all those franchises. Friday the 13th is my favorite. So just sort of seeing him there was very intimidating. I'm like, dude, that's the dude. That's Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, he's a very, very nice guy, man. Really was. But he's the big burn scars he had was like from like the first or second movie he ever did, and they were from a movie, and they're on a huge part of his body. Yeah.
Yeah, these stuntmen, stunt people, and stunt performers, they just give so much of themselves. Should have had an Oscar a long, long time ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
I liked working with Kane. He was a lot of fun to work with. He had a lot. He brought a lot to that fight scene. He helped choreograph it, and it was, like I said, we'd spent half the day on that. That's a long time to shoot it. And
but also a very, very easygoing guy, easy to work with. He was a really big deal, but he's a very, very cool dude. Absolutely.
What was fun is I bumped into Kane at one of those Fangoria things, one of those conventions, or Monster Palooza, whichever one it was. and I had a Steel Frontier poster that you guys had given me, and so I wanted Kane to sign it, and so I saw him, and he lit up instantly. He was like, "Oh,
Wow.
and he did this great photo where he was choking me out. I'm like, yeah, you know,
Oh man.
because if you're gonna get Kane Hodder to take a photo with you, you don't
Come on, man.
you don't
Yeah.
have to stand there and smile. You're gonna get
Come
choked.
on, man. Yeah.
So that was super nice.
Good dude.
In fact, that picture's on my Facebook page. In fact, all these, I took a lot of ons. I don't know if you know, Joe, but you guys just let me go wild. I asked if I could run around with a camera when I wasn't shooting. You guys just said go nuts. So I basically have an EPK kit literally in my possession of behind the scenes stuff for this movie. That
I'd love to see it.
Oh yeah, if we have our way, we hope to get it to the public if we can. Yeah, and a lot of photos too. A lot of photos I took are on IMDb. Like most of those pictures were mine, and now I think other people added to it as well after I put those up. I was like, keep them coming, man. I want to see more on-set photos.
Look how well this is shot too.
This was the only footage. We did a half a day at the end of the shoot. We did a half a day at the studio in Sunland at PM Studios, and that was this interior right here.
Yeah.
And that was the very last thing we shot. Right.
Wow. So this was at your studio. So, I mean, like everything all the smoke and mirrors, wherever you shot, they all blend together. Nothing feels like it's in the one place.
All the other interiors are at that location. The bar room is at that location.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The barber shop was at that location.
Yeah.
And Bacchus, your name was behind Brian James on the chalkboard behind his name. Behind Brian James.
Ta-da!
Yeah.
Thanks for saying so.
He was
Brian
second,
was right now.
he was second on the list, I think.
He's like my best friend, Buck.
Yeah, right. Bacchus, we must have dinner more often.
Why didn't he respond?
Yeah. You're always out there rampaging and
I am. I'm rampaging. I'm in group therapy. I got a lot of situations.
Yeah. You never come back to the cave and have a nice stew or something.
I mean, look, that's why he wasn't there for the shootout. He needed some stew.
Come back to the cave, man.
I know that Jim knows this, but I don't know if you guys know it, but the name Bacchus is the god of alcohol.
Yeah.
There he goes. You haven't broken character since the 90s. Seriously.
I get paid to be like this, man.
Isn't Bacchus the inspiration for the Ghost of Christmas
Present?
Yeah.
Or present?
Yeah, he is.
Past. Right.
I just played the Ghost of Christmas Present last couple Christmases ago in
wonderful.
Yeah.
When's that coming to Blu-ray, Joe?
I played the Ghost of Christmas Present. Yeah, well, it was a community theater production, so I don't think it's going to make it to Blu-ray.
You never know.
How did you like having this scene with your two leads? Your two big names. Was it?
I was nervous.
Yeah,
I was nervous.
Were you worried? Like
let them do it. The Oliver North line, Ollie North.
Yeah,
that was Brian's improv.
Wow.
Absolutely hilarious.
I wrote the line. I wrote was Fred Flintstone. Which doesn't make any sense. And he said, how about if I say Oliver North? I said, fine.
Good on you.
That's funny. But, yeah, it's like Jim Cody said, you guys were open to input. That's what made this set such a fun place to be.
And do actors like Brian James and Bo Svensson, who are obviously so incredibly experienced, do they make it easy for someone like yourself, Joe, who's sort of directing for the first time? Do they they go, don't worry about it, we got it, we know what we're doing? Or were they always also looking for stuff from you or Paul?
Well, each actor is different, of course. Brian was like working with a total professional, and he was very agreeable and really easy to work with. Bo was there for 3 weeks. It was 120 degrees heat. At one point in the scene in the barn there's candles in the background. It's already passed by, but at one point, Bo, one of those candles fell on his head and hot wax dripped down his face.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and I thought, oh, Bo's going to blow his top, but he didn't. He was totally cool and remained calm with wax coming down his face, dripping hot. It was really a bad night. I was nervous, but he was totally cool about it.
Wow.
So Bo had a lot of ideas. He brought a lot to the table, and he would debate and argue his ideas, which was okay with me. But he was a force to be reckoned with. So each actor's different in that respect.
Right.
But they were both ready to. They both threw down when the camera was on.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that could have been another injury. He could have went to the hospital. If unfortunately he wasn't injured, but it was one of many injuries. That same night, Mike Sarna, the stunt coordinator, Michael Sarna, fell and hit his head on concrete when we were shooting that shootout, and he had to go to the hospital that night and get stitches in his head.
Oh my goodness.
So two stunt performers and myself all went to ER on this show.
Wow.
It was a very physical shoot. I'm surprised, Jim Cody, you didn't land on something when you jumped out the window, man, like a big old brick or something.
I remember that when we
Because
went up-
it's like, did anybody do a check out the window? Yeah, I was like, no, just jump through that window. Is there anything on the other side? Just jump.
dude just goes, okay, ready? Yeah.
Did y'all do a running start so you could get through the window? Did you run and then jump through?
A little bit, because we had real momentum to go out, but
Right.
those windows were like 3 feet thick. You know,
Yeah, you had to clear 'em.
don't miss. You know, yeah.
Right. I think you shot that once, right? The jump through the
Yes.
window.
Yeah, that was it.
Kenny Blakey shot this shot. Ken Blakey shot that shot with the sun flare. And it's a beautiful image of the sun flare coming through with their hair and their kissing.
No, it's beautiful, man. There's so many great.
So Joe, since back in the day, we know a lot of the TVs were 4x3, and you guys were like straight to video, like champions, right? So when you shoot this, are you looking for 4x3 framing, or are you shooting for 16:9 and then just doing the crop when you put it out?
Well, that's a better question for someone else.
I know. I do know the
I
answer.
wanted it to be widescreen. You know, I was trying to get it to look like as widescreen as I could get, but I know that they shot it with 4:3 in mind. It was definitely shot. It was definitely shot for 4:3.
Yeah, and
So, Brian, I asked the same question of Ken Blakey about the Blu-rays that are coming out and how it was shot. He said he was always shooting for 16:9,
nice.
but knew that it would end up 4:3, meaning that, you know, there are some movies that have come out on Blu-ray where you can see what should have been cropped off by 16:9 but wasn't, and there are boom mics and all sorts of things in there and wires in the foreground, whereas PM always made sure to fill both frames almost,
Just in case.
that way it could be used.
You know, I don't want to catch you off, John, but I do want to point out the coffins that everybody's in. I don't know, Jim Cody, if you noticed the little Jim Cody body there and all that.
I'm in there.
I will have
I
you
am
know,
too.
there was no chicken boy to be seen in any of those boxes. I'm just saying,
I know.
where is he? He's lurking, y'all. He's coming back.
He didn't
He's still
survive,
alive. He
man.
got away
He's
at
not
that
dead.
point.
He was not in a box, man.
That's right. That's right.
See?
Yeah, my corpse was desecrated, and you.
Oh
were,
yeah. Oh, it's about to get more desecrated here in a minute.
yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm gonna get. Yeah, this is bad.
Oh my God, Joe! The fact that you guys just mowed, I want to wait and let people see it. But man, what happens here in a second is laughably. You talk about you wanted to be sort of like campy. This moment coming up is hilarious.
It's also weirdly one of the darkest, if you think about it, one of the darkest moments in all of PM.
Yeah.
It's so bleak, but it's hilarious at the same time.
There's a few moments like that in this film that are bleaker than we even intended.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess you write it and it's just one thing follows another. Well, if the kid is in the box and they hit the box, the kid's going to go on the windshield.
It's fantastic.
This scene they just made up on the spot.
Station wagon with a helmet on. This is awesome.
Yeah, look at this thing.
Now that scene where Brian screams.
Oh, that's great. That is good. Boom! There's a trailer shot. There's a
Joe,
trailer
baby.
shot.
Joe Lara, baby.
That scene where Brian James screams, that he does a primal scream. That was Brian James' idea. He said, "What if I do a primal scream?" I said, "Go for it."
Dude, it was good. Look at that fireball shooting out of the thing. Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, that was massive.
Yeah,
That's it.
You guys didn't fuck around with the pyro, man.
No.
Wow.
You guys are like, how much do we have? Okay, put it all in that shed.
Wow.
Well, Joey, you were saying earlier, I don't know why it explodes when the guy falls in it. It explodes because it's PM Entertainment and everything must explode at some point.
Look, it's the same reason when you watch a movie and a car goes off the cliff, and as soon as the bumper touches the rock at the bottom of the ravine, it explodes.
Think
where it goes, man.
Yeah.
Look at that. I mean, you guys built this town and tore it up so beautifully.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, these must have been fun days.
Look at these poor guys surrounded. What are they going to do?
Yeah, there was at least one day at the end of the shoot there in Fontana where literally all we did that day was blow stuff up.
I remember being there. Being there that day was awesome.
Yeah.
Look, there she is. Jim Cody said she's a badass. She's on the roof shooting the mom, you know, or the
mom, man.
Yeah.
I love that shot too. Right there, that little jolly move.
Joe's not fucking around, man. Rocking the 50 cal up on top of
it. Up there on top of that thing. We hauled that thing all the way up there.
Even Stacy's rocking. Look at this.
Too.
And we should have framed out the tripod, but I said frame out the tripod, but they didn't frame it out.
Oh, with the gun? Oh.
Yeah, because you couldn't really hold one of those things. It would be too massive.
Yeah.
Look at her, man.
She's double gunning it.
You don't mess with her, man.
Brian's still surviving. Look at that.
Look at this.
Before we made national news. Now we're going to make national news. We're going to blow up that tower.
Look, he doesn't even flinch. He just a tiny flinch. Bullet goes up next to him. Bang.
Now here's the scene where I get shot. I'm the guy behind him I'm the guy behind him in the helmet. And the squib went off inside into my stomach.
Oh, really? That was you?
Yeah.
Look how high that is.
I thought it was
too much. Pants. The smokestack is so fucking awesome, man.
So who crawled up there with the camera to shoot with Joe? That's scary.
I can't remember. I don't want to be. I'm not sure if Rick or Kenny went up there. Either Rick or Ken.
That's a long climb, man.
I think Rick went up.
The base of that tower was 8 feet thick, and the top of it was 3 feet thick. This was an enormous superstructure. It was heavy as hell, steel and concrete. And we blew it up, man.
Yeah, we did. Here it comes, y'all. Everybody watching for the first time.
You can walk around on the top of that tower. It was that wide.
It was about 20 feet across when you got up there. Maybe 15. I went up there.
Here it is. Look, I love this. Look, chucks the hat and just gone.
That's the Indiana Jones reference.
This rappel is unbelievable.
Oh. It's just incredible.
Even he's losing.
Yeah, that's Jeff Yamada. He doubled Brandon Lee.
Look, and he straightens up right at the end, man. God, he's good.
That was a great
catch.
Picks up his hat.
Yeah, gets his hat, and that edit from Joe hitting the ground to, Jeff hitting the ground and Joe standing up was perfect. Like it was seamless.
Oh, look at that!
Here it goes. See ya.
That shook L.A. Literally, that shook L.A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the two stories I've heard about this.
Look at that shot.
Rebar and concrete flew into a crew member's car.
Yeah,
it flew over our heads. We were behind the safe line. The rebar flew over our heads and took out a windshield about 50 yards behind us.
It went through a guy's truck that had the sticker on the truck still. He bought it that day. It went through and through that truck.
Oh,
Yeah,
ouch.
no fucking around. We, Stacy and Brian and I were on a hill
Yeah.
about half a mile away.
Yeah, we were on the top of a building.
I don't tell any secrets. The guy who blew it up, I knew the guy that blew it up, and I knew he wasn't qualified to do it. And I said, move further away. And I
Yep.
was wrong.
There's
Wow.
a great part in that Entertainment Tonight sequence. They went to cover that tower explosion, and there's a great piece in there where the camera crew goes inside and talks to Don Powers. Don Powers was the old guy who did the pyrotechnics. So they're standing in the inside of the base of that thing. The whole thing is dynamited already, and he goes, "Yeah, that's live dynamite." And then Don Powers goes to the Entertainment Tonight crew and says, "Oh well, actually, you guys probably shouldn't be in here."
Oh my God.
Fantastic. Those are the kind of people you want in your corner, and you want them working on your films.
Oh,
Yeah, right, baby.
I remember he goes, when in my day, Don Powers, he goes, in my day, when we rolled a car, we didn't have no safety belt. We didn't have no cage. We just jerked on that wheel and turned the car over.
Well,
Absolutely
Yes.
fantastic.
I have some good behind the scenes footage of the day we dropped that smokestack. And Jim Cody, me and you and Stacy, yeah, we're
Oh,
I-
shit. Yeah, man.
filming us when that
it is.
explosion
There it
spun around. And I
Yeah.
pointed it, and we're just, and Jim Cody's like, holy shnikes.
Yeah.
Holy-
Oh,
Hey, did that cloud
Oh.
cloud of dust overwhelm you, Jim?
it was unreal. It was.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be enormous. It was beyond that.
Yeah, he was like,
In
holy
our
shit.
perspective up on top of this mountain.
I
Damn.
love this too. I love that. Stacy-
and he's rolling film. Brian is rolling film the whole fucking time.
Yep. I caught it. In fact, we waited so long because it was supposed to explode
Yes.
earlier that I finally turn away and I'm recording Jim Cody and Stacy, and then it explodes and I spin back around, catching it just a second later. But I still got the fall.
You have all that film?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
And
oh,
if I have my way, we're all going to get to enjoy it very soon.
oh.
Yeah,
Awesome.
a couple times
Awesome.
it was like this. It was like ready, roll cameras, speed, and fire in the hole, and then nothing.
Yeah, I know. Fire in the hole.
Staying there. Cut cameras. That happened 2 or 3 times. Fire in a hole, nothing. Cut. And then finally it went down. It blew. Now it was supposed to fall over like a tree. It was supposed to fall over like a tree, but
Yeah.
instead it went straight down into itself.
Boom. Yeah.
But
Now,
that's
Joe,
still-
I can't remember if it was you or Paul, but one of you told me a story that a guy about a few miles away was training a bull, and the bull, after the tower came down, the bull just reacted horribly violently and gored like a guy or something.
oh my
I don't-
God.
I heard that story. I think
Yeah.
Paul knows it better than I do.
It
Look
might
at
be
this.
a
Look at this
legend, I
stunt.
don't-
Look at this stunt. Look at that, y'all. God.
Come
Yeah,
on, man.
exactly.
Come
I
on,
mean,
man.
you barrel rolled a UPS truck.
Look
Really?
at that. Look at that.
Gone.
Boom.
Ugh. Hope you
Fantastic.
enjoy it.
And
Fantastic.
then the part where he just jumps out totally unscathed.
Of course.
I mean,
That's
that
like an
was
18 move.
intentional. You know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah.
let's have the worst wreck we can have, and
Yeah.
it doesn't phase him at all because it was. You
Yeah.
know,
Steel
it was-
frontier, baby.
Look at
Steel
this.
frontier.
It's an 18 move. Right at 18.
See,
Yeah.
he's good. He's still good to go. He's good to go. Plus, hot
It,
chicks
it
driving.
only hit the ground once. How's
Yeah.
it going? Come on.
Plus, she knows how to drive this truck. This is all awesome.
I love that you guys
Wow.
put Stacy behind the wheel to be
Yeah.
like,
He does have a
badass
slight
driver.
limp. He has a slight limp. That's
oh, yeah. He bruised his hip.
that was probably Joe improvising.
A slight lip, but he can
Yeah.
still go.
Yeah, he's good. Just give him a second. He's shaking it off.
Look
Yeah.
at it. Stacy's driving. Go, baby, go.
Yeah,
I
she doesn't
like
need
how
no
the
man to
music really
drive.
narrows into the scene. The music really becomes really narrow and focused on
Yeah.
the scene.
this is incredible work. Just incredible work.
It's funny. You can see that it's sped up just a little
The
bit.
kid? Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a reference to Mad Max. Mad Max.
Yeah, it
the first
is.
one did that a lot.
Watch this stuff. Look at that. I mean, while they're moving, this is such a freaking great stuff. Look at that. It just goes for it. Wait, we weren't ready. Oh, okay, go for it.
And
Here
just
goes
do
man,
that.
look.
That's probably
And just,
one
and
of
just
the,
do that.
All the
I
way.
remember
All the way.
choreographing this scene. I remember
Dude,
sitting in
yeah.
Rick's office, choreographing this scene with little Matchbox cars.
Oh my God, watch this. Watch this, y'all. Okay, you roll it. Oh, this is so good.
Yeah, there's a story behind this role.
I'll let you tell.
The stunt guy had been telling us all through the whole shoot since pre-production. He says, "I'm gonna roll that bus 11 times." We said, "You're not gonna roll that bus 11 times." He said, "Count on it. I'm gonna roll that bus 11 times," and it rolled the 1.5 times.
Yeah. Hey, he rolled it. Still
It
look good.
It looked
It
at
looks
1.5.
great.
Oh, I'm still a buyer. That was awesome. That was fucking awesome.
So yeah, you were doing those with Hot Wheels, Joe, beforehand.
Oh, well, we were choreographing that whole sequence with Hot Wheels cars, little toy cars in Rick's office on his desk.
That's so great. Hey man, who needs previs when you got Hot Wheels?
Yeah.
See,
And Joe, how involved? Obviously, Rick was on set and Paul was on set and everything else. But how involved is like Joseph Mahy in a production like this? Obviously, he set it up. He said to you, "I want you to do this stuff." How involved is he though on the set, if at all? And as a second question, did he love the final film?
Oh wait, and real quick, here's that shot you talked about earlier with Brian James, where they're laying down.
Yeah. He said that's never been done before. A prone showdown.
So good. Okay,
that impressed him. Joseph, if Joseph was directing a film, he was completely engaged in the whole thing. On this film, on Steel Frontier, Joseph, he turned it over to Rick and myself and Paul, and Joe was after he gave us, after he told us what kind of film he wanted, it was the three of us from that point on. And Joseph I remember he came to set one day to watch the tower explosion. That's the only time I remember him being on the set. He really left that one up to us. To his credit.
Yeah, okay, wonderful. And did he love the finished, as it was his idea? Did he love the finished version?
Well, I think he did. He told me he did. He was very happy with it. I was surprised how happy he was with it. They had trouble selling it at first because it was so different from everything else in their wheelhouse, and they weren't sure how to market it, and they had trouble initially with the buyers. But since then, I think it's become one of their most visible films.
Yeah,
nice.
So I really do hope that things like this and the upcoming Blu-ray and other things shine a light on this movie, because I'm not with any hint of humor or irony or anything like that. I absolutely love this movie, and I think it's truly fantastic and needs to be seen by a lot more people.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Thanks, John. And I'm hoping too. Like,
sorry, carry on, Brian. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that I used to watch this. Like I found this on TBS, like at late night, like 10, 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, oh, dude, we're on, because that was a real high for me to not just have it in the theaters to rent on VHS, but when it showed up on television, that got me excited too. I'm like, man. And it even I remember it came on after Babylon 5 when that thing was hot. So I'm like, oh, there are people watching Steel Frontier right now, because anybody that was watching that show, they were advertising it throughout the show that coming up next, Steel Frontier.
Yeah.
And there it was, all its glory.
Oh man.
Look at that. Look at your sunset.
There he goes off into the sunset, just like a Western should end, right off into the sunset.
Honestly, man. I mean, there's so many amazing visuals with this thing. Nicely done, Joe.
Yeah, really nicely done. And this has been a real pinch me moment. I never, when I first sat down to watch this movie, ever thought in a million years that I would be watching it and commentating on it with you, Joe, the writer director, and then obviously Chicken Boy and Bacchus. I did not expect that. So this is a major pinch me moment. The fact that I stayed even remotely cool for a minute is remarkable.
You stayed cool.
So thank you guys. Thank you, three guys. It's fantastic.
Thanks, Brian, for putting this together. I really appreciate this and had fun. It really went by fast. It's great. It's great to see you. See you again.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
I just want to thank you for doing this, man. Bless your heart. Honestly, man, thank you so much for just doing this. I honestly, over time, different jobs I've been involved with and thing, the deal, and you see ambivalence or you see a lack of commitment. You see that who's doing it doesn't really have a grip on what they're doing. And making this movie, it's this B movie. We're making it in the desert. It's 120 degrees. I always thought it had great direction. I always thought that it was going well. I thought it was something worthwhile while I was doing it, and then looking at it now after all this time, I wasn't wrong. It's a great show. It holds up. Joe, Paul, the people that put this together before I got involved with it, you guys had a great vision. You were kind. You were collaborative. You listened. It was a great experience, and all this time later, I think it still works. Thank you to all those guys.
I have to chime in and say too that what I love the most is I always wanted to be on that set. That's why I when I wasn't shooting like on camera, I wanted to just show up and record stuff because you guys just like gave us such a playground to perform in and do our work. And I was excited and still I haven't done a lot, but it's still the highlight of my acting career is this movie. And I'm very proud of it and very proud that you guys were here to talk about it tonight. It was so much fun just reliving this with you guys, and John, just having you a part of The Voice was terrific. So thank you.
Absolutely. Go Steel Frontier, baby.
Go Steel Frontier.
Thank you, boys.
Good night.